Welcome to Normal Illinois at the Corn Crib. Another day, another KCL baseball matchup in the Ground Sloths and the Bobcats. Bobcats top in the league. Ground Sloths at the bottom. So first versus last today in the first game of the doubleheader. Rainy day so far this afternoon, but it's finally clearing up and we are ready for baseball. Ground Sloths taking the field. I'm going to introduce you to the Bobcats starting lineup. Starting off is Caleb Hackman. He'll be playing center field. Behind him will be Carter Harris in right field. Batting third will be Drew Stevens, taking his spot at third base. Sam Mitri will be in the cleanup spot and the designated hitter this evening. Lawson Schickel will be the fifth spot at first base. Anthony Gura will be the sixth spot, playing shortstop. In the seventh spot, Jack Zimmerman taking his talents to second base. Eighth spot, Wyatt Roof catching the ball tonight. And Brady Hart finishing it off for the Bobcats in left field.
On the mound for the Ground Sloths is Gabe Sanders. He's a lefty. So far in KCL action, he has 3 innings pitched, and he's given up 5 runs, but does have 3 Ks.
Caleb Hackman takes his position in the batter box, stands in there, and swings on it for strike one. Like you mentioned, Saunders, one game starting his second game of the season. Second offering is swung on and missed once more for strike 2, and quickly Hackman down in the count, 0-2 in a matter of 20 seconds. The 0-2 pitch. Up and outside for ball 1.
Nice try for Sanders. Tried it with the outside fastball. Just missed it off the outside.
The 1-2 pitch. Checks his swing, and he went around for strike 3. And Sanders, great start to the evening. Gets the out. Gets his first strikeout. And that's his 4th of the season.
Not messing around, going right at these Bobcats hitters. As you look at the standings, as we said, the Bobcats at the top at 7-2, and the Ground Sloths find themselves at 2-6 at the bottom. But looks like Sanders is not afraid of this Bobcat squad, who can really hit the ball.
Carter Harris steps in for the Bobcats next. Like I said, taking his talents to right field. The first offering in the zone for strike 1. Second offering is inside for ball 1. We got ones on the board here at the Corn Crib. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Sanders steps in and fires. Low and outside for ball 2. And like you said, like we mentioned before, Ground Sloths at the bottom of the 4 league division, trying to get their 3rd win of the season and beat the defending champions, as the another offering is low and outside for ball 2. Count is now up to 2-2. 2-2 pitch is upstairs for ball 3, and we've got a full count here for Carter Harris. Bobcats have started off the games very hot as of recently, but there Carter Harris swing on it and misses for strike 3, and that's Sanders' 2nd strikeout of the game. 2 batters faced, 2 strikeouts.
We know how hard it is to beat this Bobcat squad. Only 2 losses on the year in the Ground Sloths. If they want to shock the KCL League, they're going to have to be on it on the pitching side, I would say, but also not shoot yourselves in the foot. We've seen a lot of errors from this Ground Sloth team, that they can hold it down on defense and get to the pitcher on the other side. They can maybe come out of here with a win.
All right, next for Drew Stevens. Steps in the batter's box for the Bobcats. 1-1 pitch. Flied out into right field. The right fielder and Clark is underneath it. He's going to gather that one easily for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Ground Sloths go 1-2-3 quickly. Score 0-0. Top of the 1st. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 1st. You're listening to KCL Baseball on Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Bottom of the first here as the top of the first was very quick. Now the ground Sloths turn after the 1-2-3 inning. Stepping in first for the ground Sloths is Camden Heinold, shortstop today. Fly it out into left field. Is going to drop for the base hit, but he's going to round second as the left fielder and Hart is unable to gather it right away. So the ground Sloths are going to start with the double. One pitch, one swing versus Caleb Oaks for the Bobcats.
So the field must be a little slippery as Hart was running full speed to track that one down and was able to catch it on a couple of bounces, but then couldn't stop himself. He just kept going, and he slid right into that fence on the left side. So Heinold was able to get to second.
We've mentioned at the start of the broadcast, it has been raining all day here in Normal, so interested to see it already to play the turf. It is a turf field, but still can get slippery out there, especially since it's been raining literally an entire day. Second in the lineup for the ground Sloths is Logan Rosenthal, center fielder today. The first offering to him is low for ball one. Oaks' second offering finds the zone for strike one.
Oaks is from Monmouth College. So far this year, he has 2 1/3 innings pitched, strikeout, and only has given up 2 runs.
The 1-1 pitch, grounded to the second baseman, slides, tosses it over to first, but he's safe in time. And second play in a row where we've seen this turf slippery, messing up the player's ability to gather the ball.
Zimmerman made the right choice. He kind of did a backhand slide, gloved it cleanly, but then kind of slipped a little bit on the trying to get up, and by that time it was too late.
Runners on the corners here for the ground Sloths early, 0 out. Tanner Soisenek stands tall. Next for the ground Sloths, Oaks sets, checks at first, but Rosenthal will be back in time, and the ground Sloths have 27 stolen bases so far this season. They are 2-6, last in the league, but first in stolen bases, so very aggressive base runners as Rosenthal takes off to second, but the ball is fouled, so he'll have to jog his way back. Count is now 0-1 to Soisenek. Soisenek steps back in the batter's box. Oaks sets, kicks and fires. Fly it out into center field. Caleb Hackman will be underneath it, but the runner on third is taken off to home, and he will be in safely. Sacrifice fly for Tanner Soisenek, and now the ground Sloths take an early 1-0 lead versus the defending champion Bobcats, but they do get the 1 out.
Really nice approach from Soisenek there. Hits it high up into center field, and that was perfect to score Heinold over there from third, so they find themselves up 1-0.
Andrew Wagner up next for the ground Sloths, a designated hitter this evening. First pitch to him, fouled deeply down the left side. Got a piece of that one, not in play though. The runner and Rosenthal still at first for the ground Sloths. Oaks checks it first once more. Rosenthal getting some attention over there at first, but he's safe once more. Andrew Wagner, 308 average so far this season. Pretty consistent as a hitter. Next pitch is fouled off once more down the left side. And the count is now up to 0-2. After giving up that double, Bobcats are looking to stack up these outs. Don't want the ground Sloths to get up here early. Oaks gets the offering, kicks and fires. Swung and fouled down the third base line, and we'll do it once more.
Wagner batting 308 on the year. has 4 hits. 2 of them are singles, 1 double, and even 1 triple.
He's done it all for the Ground Sloths this season.
One thing he needs to improve on, though, that strikeout total. He leads his team in strikeouts with 8.
As that pitch got out of the hands of the catcher and Roof, and the runner Rosenthal makes his way over to second. Now Ground Sloths have a runner in scoring position once more. 28 stolen bases now for the Ground Sloths in 8 games. 1-2 pitch is inside for ball 2. Close to hitting Wagner there. Had to slightly get out of the way.
Kind of lost it a little bit, it looked like. Tried with the off speed and left it a little bit on the arm side of the plate.
Oaks glances over at Rosenthal, comes home. 2-2 pitch, flied out into right center field. The right fielder is running back to get it, but it won't. He won't have a chance because that one is gone. And the Ground Sloths get a 2-run homer and take a 3-0 lead early in the bottom of the first. What a way to start off the game versus the defending champions.
Wagner, oh my goodness. That ball kept on going. That's impressive with the thick air that we currently have at the corn crib. A lot of humidity. It's been raining all day. But that ball was not coming back off the bat of Wagner. He got all of it. Opposite field as well. Impressive swing.
That's Wagner's first home run of the season. You mentioned he had a single, a double, and a triple. And now he has a home run. All around, pretty decent so far for the Ground Sloths, as Leighton Gerdes, third baseman, tonight. His first offering is upstairs for ball 1. Still just 1 out so far in this inning. Popped up into shallow center field. There's multiple Bobcats chasing after it, and it's going to drop. And that was a pretty wild play, but Gerdes is going to single. It looked like 4 or 5 Bobcats were chasing after that ball at shallow center field, and no one was able to get to it.
Although Hackman, the center fielder, started moving back off of the bat and then had to run in, he did still have plenty of time to make the catch, but he let the shortstop Gira trying to make a diving backwards catch. That was just not a smart move. Hackman should have used his voice and called him off and say, hey, I got this one, because that would have been routine for him and they wouldn't need the acrobatics.
Agreed. As that pitch, first offering to Dawson, is behind the catcher, and once more Roof has difficulty gathering it in the runner on first, and Gerdes will be at second. And once more for the Ground Sloths, another runner in scoring position with already 3 scored so far. Second stolen base of the inning. The 1-0 pitch. Sliced down between shortstop and third, and that's going to get a single for Andrew Dawson, second baseman. He's going to stay at first, and Gerdes is going to make his way over to third. And very hot start in the batter's box for the Ground Sloths so far this evening. A much-needed hot start. And infielders, pitchers, manager, all having a meeting on the mound.
You just look up and down the box score so far in this game. It's early, but you see double, single, sac fly for an RBI, that 2-run homer, and then another single. Just production up and down the top half of the Ground Sloth lineup. Team at bats playing for each other, and it's paying off. They're up 3-0. We'll see if Dawson can keep that going.
And I just figured this out, that Andrew Wagner's home run was the first home run the Ground Sloths have this season. I believe the only team in the KCL league that hasn't had a home run until about 5 minutes ago for Andrew Wagner, the DH tonight. Kate Ashby, the catcher, will step in. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Oaks kicks and fires. Foul down the third base line for strike 1. Kate Ashby, 2.67 average. so far this season, though. One pitch in the runner at first is taken off the second. He's going to have to walk back as that one is fouled off for strike 2.
Good job by the Bobcat pitcher, Oaks, to get back in it, getting ahead of the count. It's exactly what you do after a mound visit. You still need to gather 2 outs, and you do have that runner over there at third. Don't want to give the ground sloths too many more runs here in this first inning.
Oaks checks over at Dawson at first. Dawson's back in time. So far, the ground sloths seeing the ball very well, being very aggressive, not waiting on any pitches, swinging right away. And the runner first is taken off to second once more, grounded to the shortstop, and the ball is going to go right past the first baseman. A wild throw from the shortstop, and a run will score for the ground sloths. And Dawson will make his way over to third, and Ashby will get a double.
A lot of things make me scratch my head on that play. So the first thing I would say is the runner for the ground sloths over at third, probably not the best read, as that ball was in between the third base and shortstop, and he kind of had to move for it. He would have been able to score easy regardless, but he'll be able to coast home as the shortstop Guerra threw it away, and I don't think that was necessary at all. I think he should have just held that one. He didn't really have a chance to get him, but he threw it anyway, and now instead of just having the bases loaded, now the bases are now second and third, and another error, and you add another run to make it 4.
Also saw the first baseman for the Bobcats and Lawson Schickel struggling to gain his balance. The turf is very, very slippery so far early in the game. 1-1 count for Tyler Cerna. Nearing the bottom of the order for the ground sloths with just 1 out. The 1-1 pitch to Cerna. Upstairs. Gets a piece of that one, though, for strike 2. Tyler Cerna. .417 average. One of these guys that is really consistent in the box for the ground sloths. Highest average on the team. The 1-2 pitch swung on and gets a piece of that one in play. Jogs his way over first. He's not going to be there in time, so that's out number 2. Much needed out for the Bobcats, as two runners still in scoring position, and they've already scored 4.
That's a big out too, right? Because now it's more than likely, unless they make a mistake themselves, it's going to take a hit here from Joe Clark to score this run over from third now. And Oaks, nice pitch to get him there.
First offering to Joe Clark is tossed up into right field. This goes far as it's going to jump over the fence for a stand-up double, as the second ground sloths player strikes one into right field, and 2 runners will score for the ground sloths as well and take the lead 6-0.
I'm loving the swings I'm seeing from the ground sloths here. Opposite field line drives. You love to see that. We're also finding holes on the left side of the field and driving the baseball. Nobody's trying to do too much. They're just sticking to the plan, and it's really paying off. It's now 6-0 in a shocking first inning from a team in the ground sloths that hasn't had their luck be the best as of late.
Top of the order here for the ground sloths. Camden Heinold doubled in his first at bat, although count is early 0-2 as he stands in there and takes that strike. If you're Oaks here, need one solid pitch to end this 6-run inning. First inning of the game. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded to the second baseman. Tosses it over to first. In time, or not in time, as Heinold gets a single, and that pass from the second baseman was a little off target for Schickel, and I think he stepped off the bag.
So Zimmerman fielded that cleanly, had all the time in the world. He could have probably flipped it over there, but decided to put a little bit of mustard on it, and they're going to say that Schickel came off the bag. The throw from Zimmerman pulled him to the left, so he kind of had to spin a little bit. So the umpires are going to get together as the coach for the Bobcats is going to request that they talk about it.
And if that stands, Joe Clark will be over at third, and runners will be on the corners once more for the Ground Sloths. It looks like they made the discussion, and it's going to stand. Significant. Early in this game, lots of pressure on Oaks. The runner on first, and Heidel takes off the second, and that's another stolen base for the Ground Sloths. The third stolen base.
Wasting no time going there. It goes right away. He was going before Oaks even started his delivery to the plate, and he was already at the bag by the time the catcher, Roof, had a chance to maybe even get a play there. So he'll have to eat it.
The 1-0 pitch to Rosenthal is low and inside for ball 2, and Roof struggled to gather that one there. You got to think as a catcher, especially with this slippery turf, it's going to be a lot harder to gather balls, especially balls that are low to the ground. 2-0 pitch sliced down to the first baseman, tosses it over to Oaks, steps on the bag for out number 3, but not after a huge scoring inning for the Ground Sloths. 6-0 in a 2-run homer for Andrew Wagner, the first home run for the Ground Sloths in a 9-game season so far. We'll be back for the top of the second. Let's see if the Bobcats can strike back. You're listening to KCL Baseball on Normal Corn Belters Network. Welcome back to the Corn Crib. Leading off for the Bobcats in the top of the second is Sam Mitri, the designated hitter this evening. A power hitter for the Bobcats. First offering from Sanders hits him in a lower area, and quickly the Bobcats now have a runner on first in a matter of 15 seconds.
Yeah, that I gotta say, for the Ground Sloths, you look at that scoreboard, you see 6-0 up there, fully in control of this game. But one thing you're not gonna want to do is allow them to beat you with the gifts that you provide. If they're gonna beat you, they're gonna beat you with their skill, with their effort, not with stuff like that, with hit by pitches. Not a way you want to start the next inning after a big inning like that.
Standing in the box next is Lawson Schickel. The 1-0 offering is fouled behind for strike 1. Like you said, you can't let up those mistakes after scoring 6 in the first inning. Sanders checks it first, comes home, swing and a miss for strike 2. Schickel so far this season, 2.31 average. Bobcats all around the roster have been hitting very well. 1-2 offering is upstairs for ball 2. Even count now 2-2. Schickel, a guy, though, struck out 5 times this season. So that one's fouled down the right side as the right fielder, and Clark chases after that one, but no chance of gathering that one. Good effort, though, there by the right fielder. And we'll do this once more. Sander glances over at Mitri at first, comes home, 2-2 pitch. High and outside for ball 3, and now even count for Lawson Schickel, the first baseman tonight for the Bobcats. Usually has his spot at shortstop or the DH. Moving to first base, and he checks his swing. He went for strike 3, and Sanders gets the K after giving up a hit by pitch, a little rebound there for the lefty.
That is his third now so far in this ball game. Really nice job. Good work coming back from the hit by pitch. I thought he was going to lose him for a second there, but he does lock back in and salvage an out.
Anthony Gura, the shortstop, steps in for the Bobcats as the first offering to him is high and outside for ball 1. We saw the Ground Sloths 3 stolen bases last inning. See if the Bobcats are interested in stealing any as well. 1-0 pitch is flied out to the right side in the bleachers. A couple kids jogging after that one. Good amount of fans here in the corn crib on this rainy day, rainy, cloudy, 60, 65, 67 degree day. A little chilly just because of the clouds and the rain coming in. But 1-2 count now to Gura. Gura, 1.67 average so far this season. Looking to gain some momentum for the Bobcats. As the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. And Sanders gets the second strikeout in a row for the Ground Sloths.
For that one, Gura really didn't stand a chance on that pitch, and he swung at it. It was an off-speed one, a little bit out. But, man, big swing from him and no dice. So another strikeout to add to Sanders' total.
First offering to Jake Zimmerman, is in the zone for strike 1. After giving up the hit by pitch, 2 strikeouts in a row for the left fielder out of the University of Wisconsin La Crosse. Second offering is swung on and missed for strike 2, and we're seeing the Bobcats swinging at a lot of these balls. Not making any contact, though. Rarely making contact. Contact is made, is out of play as they're trying to fight back from a 6-0 deficit. Sanders glances at first, tries to pick off Mitri. Mitri dives back in time. Oh, 2 count. Sanders shakes off the offering. Eventually nods. Checks it first, comes home. Swung on and missed. But that was in play, So they toss it over to first for the third out of the inning. And that will be the top of the second as Sanders hits the first batter he faces, but then gets 3 strikeouts for the Ground Sloths, and the score remains 6-0 Ground Sloths. Bottom half of the second coming your way. You're listening to KCL Baseball on Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Welcome back to the Corn Crib, top of the second. Action, KCL baseball, first game of a doubleheader. Playing after this one is the Prairie Flamingos and the Blue Caps. First, more action coming your way, and Tanner Soisenek steps in the batter's box for the Ground Sloths. Starting off in the second, swung on and missed for strike one. Huge first inning for the Ground Sloths and 6 runs. Trying to stack them up here early in the game. Make this one not reachable for the Bobcats as Soisenek swings on that one and misses once more, and quickly the count is now 0-2 in Oak's favor. So Oak shakes off the offering, eventually agrees, kicks and fires. Low for ball one.
If you're the Ground Sloths, after a big inning like that, I think that they're in their best interest is to score more this inning, because it's really devastating if you can do it once, but if you do it twice after putting up another 0, it makes it a lot worse.
Soisenek grounds this one to the third baseman, tosses it over to first, and Stevens was able to gather that one, toss it over to the first baseman, Schickel, for the out. Very close there as Schickel lost his balance again because of this slippery field, but remains on the bag for this one to get the first out of the inning.
It was a close one. I think at the end you saw Soisenek calling himself safe. I think he saw the fall and the glove kind of landed in a way where the ball maybe could have came out, but I do think from our angle it looked like he still held on to it when the glove hit the ground.
Andrew Wagner, DH, 2-run homer in the first inning for the man in the box right now as he takes strike one. Count even 1-1 for Wagner. And I think if the Ground Sloths want to get out of that last place, they need to start having consistency hitting all around the roster. And so far in this game early on, we've seen just that. The entire lineup producing for the Ground Sloths. 1-2 offering as Oak steps in. Low and outside for ball two. 2-2 is the count. As Wagner steps out of the box, taps the plate with his bat, gets into his stance. Oaks does as well. 2-2 pitch. Flied out high into shallow left field. The shortstop Ingira is underneath that one, but he loses the sight of it, and the left fielders has to jog and get that one. As that was, I think these Bobcats need to start calling out these balls because it's just not there for them.
That's a very tough play, especially with the spin on the ball. That was a major league pop-up. That was very high, and it was in shallow left field, as you mentioned. I would say that's probably not Gira's ball just because of how high it is. So Hart has got to call him off immediately. He probably made it a little bit closer than it needed to be because he had to come in on it, and then he kind of just watched Gira try to make this diving catch or tried to watch Gira at the last second. So communication lacking a little bit for these Bobcats, so they're going to have to fix that.
Luckily, they did get the out, though, the second out of the inning. We saw that in the first inning, about 5 Bobcats gathered in the same area. Center field popped up into left field, going to drop, line drive. Single for Leighton Geerdes, his second single of the game for the third baseman this evening.
Dawson's going to step up with a chance to bat with a runner on in this at bat.
Dawson, another guy, singled his first outing. Oaks' first offering as the runner on first takes off to second, and he's not going to get there in time as Geerdes gets caught trying to steal second, and that's the third out of the inning. Score remains 6-0, Ground Sloths. Bottom of the second coming your way here in Normal. You're listening to Normal Corn Belters Radio. Top of the third here at the corn crib. Wyatt Roof up for the Bobcats, leading things off. First offering to him, gets a piece of that one. Fouled behind. Catcher tonight for the Bobcats. Already seeing a lot of action behind home plate. Second offering to him is swung on, missed for strike 2. And last inning, Sanders 3 strikeouts in a row for the Ground Sloths. Already up early in this count, looking to get his 4th. 0-2 pitch. Grounded to the shortstop. Gets behind him. And Roof will have a single, leading things off for the Bobcats.
Very nice piece of hitting there from Roof. Goes between the third and shortstop there, and immediately comes back with a single. So the Bobcats, if you get a couple hits in there, they'll be in business.
Bottom of the order here for the Bobcats and Braden Hartman, left fielder this evening. First offering is upstairs for ball 1. And the Bobcats have shown they like to steal bases so far earlier in the season. We've already seen the Ground Sloths steal several so far this game. The field doesn't seem to have that much of an effect. We saw some slipping, but not too bad. So 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Sanders glances over at first, comes home. Fouled on the right side of the field, out of play. Count is now 1-2. 0 out, a runner on base at first. Sanders glances over. Next offering is upstairs for ball 2. Count now even at 2-2. Roof doesn't have a big lead off at first, but still Sanders looking his way as another pitch is upstairs for ball 3. Full count now. Ball that got out of Ashby's hands, was able to gather it quickly, so Roof had no chance of trying to steal second. 3-2 pitch upstairs for ball 3, and Sanders, after 3 Ks, lets off a single and a walk for the lefty. And now 2 runners will be on base, 1 runner in scoring position for the Bobcats as Braden Hartman makes his way to first. Roof makes his way to second, and 0 outs for the Bobcats. Top of the order now for the Bobcats and Caleb Hamler. Hamler, very dangerous. 1 of 4 guys in this Bobcats lineup that's hit a home run this season. So has a handful of doubles. First offering to him is swung on and missed for strike 1.
We said last inning that with the lead that you have, you can't afford to give a team like the Bobcats any free passes or give them any benefit of the doubt. Now, in the next inning, after getting out of the last one, it's now first and second with still no outs to be recorded.
1-1 pitch is fouled directly behind for strike 2. A guy in Caleb Hamler's first outing in the first inning. Struck out swinging. So already showing a lot of aggressiveness. He's shown that throughout the entire season. Shown a lot of success so far for the defending champs. A 1-2 pitch. Low and outside for ball 2. Count even once more at 2-2. Sanders sets his feet, glances over at second twice, comes home. Low. The count will be full once more for the Bobcats. Another opportunity for them. 2 runners on base, 1 runner in scoring position. Sanders kicks and fires. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Huge swing for Hamler. Gets no piece of that ball, though, and he's going to walk his way over to the dugout, and that's his first out of the inning, a much-needed out for the Ground Sloths.
comes back with a strikeout after the base hit and the walk. Still got a long ways to go, though, as the heart of the Bobcat lineup is now coming up.
First offering to Harris is low and gets out of the hands of Ashby, and the runner on second and Roof is going to take off to third. Was making his way to home. Changed his mind, though, but there's a pickle in between second and third. And they're looking confusion for the Bobcats as the Ground Sloths are going to get their runner that was on first and Brady Hart out because there was two runners just chilling at third base there.
That's a tough one. So as the runner on second, you got to be able to make sure that that runner from third is 100% committed to going home, which he was until the very end. So a tough call. He does not read the play right, and at that point with the runner on third, there's no reason to, when you're down runs, you need runs to prevent that runner from third. So they will take the out and accept having a runner on third after that pass ball. But a lucky break for the Ground Sloths. They do get an out of it.
Lucky break indeed. 2-0 count here for Carter Harris. Another guy who struck out for the Bobcats. His first outing. 2-0 pitch is fouled behind for strike one. And although they did get the second out, they now have a runner 90 feet away from scoring the first run of the game and hacking away at this deficit as this chopped down to left field. And Carter Harris is going to grab a single, and Wyatt Roof is going to score the first run for the Bobcats. And the score is now 6-1 Ground Sloths.
I understand letting the ball throw. Sorry, I understand letting the ball fall in that situation, but I would like to have seen Soshanek maybe dive for that one with the runner scoring regardless. I think being able to have that, you don't have a whole lot of speed from the batter. I think if that ball gets by you, it's whatever at that point. You have the speedy Rosenthal in center that's right behind you. I think laying out, it was definitely diveable. He could have probably made that catch if he laid out, but
100% as this one's fly down to right field. No chance of this one staying in the ballpark as Drew Stevens absolutely demolished that baseball for the Bobcats as Stevens two-run homer, matching the two-run homer for the Ground Sloths.
That almost ended up on the top of the concourse. You see the ball still sitting up there. That's about, I would say, 2/3 up that grass in right field, and he got all of that one and lifts it to the opposite field as well. That one was a gorgeous, majestic shot, you may say.
It certainly was. Like you said, he got all of that one right there, and now the score 6-3 Ground Sloths as the Bobcats get half of the deficit back quickly in a matter of 5 minutes. It seems like now the deficit 100% reachable. Stepping in for the Bobcats is Sam Mitri. He grounds this one to shortstop. Gathers it, but Mitri is going to be in first at time as I saw a little confusion between the third and shortstop there for the Ground Sloths.
On that's definitely Gerardis's ball, I would say. He's the one that's moving towards first, right? He's moving to his left. The shortstop is running to his right. He's going to have to throw not only across his body, but also moving away from first. And I think Gerardis let him play it, but I would like to have seen him go and make that play. That was probably the more favorable outcome. I think they would have had a better chance to get the out.
Stepping in next for the Bobcats is Lawson Schickel. And a lot of damage done for the Bobcats. 2 outs for the Ground Sloths. Grounded to the second baseman. Loses the control of the ball. Gets behind him. But still makes the play over to first. And that's Dawson for the Ground Sloths. Tosses it over to Cerna. Initially loses control of it. Loses the grip of the baseball. But gets the third out of the inning. But not after. 1 run scores for the Bobcats in a 2-run homer. So 6-3 now is your lead for the Ground Sloths. Bottom of the third coming your way. You're listening to KCL Baseball on Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Bottom of the third here. 3-run inning for the Bobcats as they hack away at this lead. Get half of it back. New pitcher on the bump for the Bobcats and Tommy Burke. Right-handed pitcher for the Bobcats. Making his second appearance so far this season. First offering to Dawson. It's in the zone for strike one. Second offering is upstairs for ball one. Burke sets his feet. 1-1 pitch is upstairs once more for ball two.
Burke only has an inning and 2/3 in the KCL League. He's given up 5 runs, but none of them earned, which is kind of a crazy stat.
That is. I mean, as a pitcher yourself, that's a good stat to have.
Yeah, it means you're doing your job.
And that's all that you can do. The count is now even 2-2 for Burke's first batter faced. 2-2 pitch. Fouled behind, and we'll do it again.
Burke, a lefty, kind of has that weird wind-up, brings his leg up, and then he doesn't really follow through with his arm that much. He throws it, and it kind of just stops. He kind of flings it, is the best way I can put that.
2-2 pitch is fouled. Down the right side. Got a good piece of that one, Andrew Dawson, who singled in the first inning. It was one of 6 ground sloths to make it around the bases for a run. 2-2 pitch is high and outside the zone for ball 3. Count now even for Tommy Burke. Sets his feet, kicks and fires. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Andrew Dawson heads his way towards the dugout, and Tommy Burke, first batter faced, first strikeout. Picture perfect start for the lefty, excuse me.
Burke goes inside with the heat and gets him swinging. A nice strikeout and a quick first out of this inning. From the ground sauce perspective, I would say you score 6 runs in the first inning. This is not a game where you're going to have to be complacent with that 6 because the Bobcats can score in bunches, as we just see with the 3. So I would say if they want to win this game, they got to continue to score throughout the game. They got to continue adding on, staying ahead, because if you get complacent, this Bobcat team will make you pay for it.
Definitely agree on that. Is Cade Ashby, catcher tonight. Down early in the count 0-2, Tommy Burke in the first inning doubled for the ground sloths. A lot of action in the bottom of the order so far this game for the ground sloths. Grounds this one to the shortstop. Shortstop in Gura tosses it over to first in time for the out. Second out of the inning for the Bobcats.
Routine play for Gura. Textbook. Fields it clean with the soft hands and fires it over to first. So now 2 down. Really nice work from Burke. I like what I'm seeing from him up so far.
A guy that doesn't have a lot of experience so far this season, but still coming out to play as the Bobcats try to gain some momentum after a huge 6-0 first run inning for the Bobcats, or for the ground sloths, excuse me. First offering to Tyler Cerna is in the zone for strike 1. Second pitch is also in the zone for strike 2, and quickly once more, Burks is up in the count. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3, and the Tommy Burke comes into the game and goes 1-2-3 for the Bobcats. Gets a K, gets a ground out, and another K. Score remains 6-3 ground sloths. Top of the 4th action coming your way here at the Corn Crib. You're listening to KCL Baseball on Normal Corn Brothers Network. Welcome back here at the Corn Crib, top of the fourth action. Standing in the batter's box first for the Bobcats. It's Jake Zimmerman, excuse me. First offering is him. Fouled behind for strike one. Anthony Gura for the Bobcats. Struck out in his first outing. The Bobcats got 3 runs. Got a chunk of this deficit back. 0-1 pitch. Up and outside for ball one.
Zimmerman, one of the best on the team of working walks, has a really nice eye.
Grounds this one at the shortstop. Tosses it over first. And great execution there by Heinold. Guess it makes it in time for Cerna. And Gura grounds out, gets the first in the ground Sloths, get the first out of the inning quickly. Zimmerman next for the Bobcats. Another guy that struck out. First offering to him. Falls into the zone for strike one. On one pitch, rounded to Heinold, grabs it cleanly, tosses it over to first once more, and back-to-back ground balls to the shortstop position. 2 easy outs for the ground Sloths as they attempt to go 1-2-3 here, like the Bobcats just did.
Really nice job from Sanders so far in this inning, not messing around. And that's how you got to play when you're up 3 runs, and he's doing a great job. 2 groundouts.
Wyatt Roof near the bottom of the order once more for the Bobcats. In there for the third batter so far this inning. Count early 0-2 as second offering is swung on and missed for Roof. Roof singled back in the third. 0-2 pitch. Upstairs for ball one. Hyatt Roof, 312 average so far this season. It's the 1-2 pitch. Stands tall in there. Watches it go past him as it's high and outside for ball two. Count now even. Has lots of singles so far this season. Flies this one out to shallow left field. And the shortstop, Heinold, gets the third out of the inning as all the balls landed in his position that inning. And the ground Sloths go 1-2-3 and match the Bobcats 1-2-3. And the score remains 6-3. Ground Sloths, bottom of the fourth, coming your way here at the Corn Crib. You're listening to KCL Baseball on No More Corn Belters YouTube.
The lefty Burke out there for his second inning of work. He'll step back on the mound after going with a strikeout, a ground out, and another strikeout, working very effectively in that past half inning. His first pitch is a ball to the ground slash hitter, Joe Clark. Second pitch is in the dirt, misses low. Let's move the count to 2-0. Clark attends Eureka College and is a native of a town not too far from here, Peoria, Illinois. Fastball misses again, and night and day difference so far to this first batter than the previous inning for Burke, as he's struggling to find the zone now as he falls behind 3-0 to Joe Clark. Next pitch, high fastball, misses. So a 4-pitch walk to open the bottom half of the fourth here, and Joe Clark will take first base. We'll go right back to the top of the lineup. Camden Heinold will step up to hit now, and I think after a 4-pitch walk like that, Taylor, no reason to swing at this first pitch. Be selective. Make him come into the zone.
No, not at all. I mean, interested because Burke was down in the count for the first time this game, and after 3 strikeouts for the guy, and then 4 straight balls in a row. Interested to see if he can bounce back right here. As Heinold, like you said, top of the order for the ground sloths.
Second pitch, foul off the netting to move the count to 0-2. So it looks like a quick fix, at least for this at-bat for Burke. Getting ahead 0-2 after allowing the 4-pitch walk. Heinold swings a teal bat. Has Royal Blue, and he's got him picked off first. Really nice move from Burke. He's in a pickle now. Flips over to second. Flip over to first. The tag. Not in time. And then he's going to say he got in there. And now he's out. That's a weird one. So the original slide, I thought he was out in the original slide, but he was called safe. Then he got back to the base, was called safe again. Maybe he came off the bag again.
Yeah, I think that's what had to happen.
He must have took his hand off and gotten tagged. I have no clue, to be honest with you, Taylor. If you saw something different, let me know. But he must have had to taken his hand off, and that's a very costly mistake. And Burke, very next pitch, gets the strikeout, and now they had a runner on first with no outs, and now they have no runners on and 2 outs. After, with just 1 pitch, we'll record 2 outs with the strikeout. And then has that nice pickoff move. Really nice move from the lefty. Lifted his leg, threw it to first. And the runner, Clark, had already started his move to second, and he was caught in no man's land. So that's going to bring up now Logan Rosenthal, who will have to start from scratch. First pitch he sees is a slider that misses just in for ball 1.
And that's a killer for the ground sloths after having a free runner. 0 outs and now 2 outs.
Next pitch swinging to move the count to 1-1. Rosenthal, definitely one of the more higher talents on this ground sloth team, part of their core. Next pitch is a high fastball away for ball 2. 2-1. The 2-1 from Burke. Ground ball over to first. It's going to stay fair just down the line. He'll pick it up, and he will step on first. And so Burke, nice work in that inning once again. Starts a little shaky with a walk, but dials it in and finishes strongly and puts up another 0 up there for his Bobcats. We'll go to the 5th inning. Your score, 6-3. We'll be back in a moment. Number 1 will stay out there on the mound for the Ground Sloths, Gabe Sanders. He's done well despite just one inning where it kind of got out of hand. His first pitch is just outside for ball 1. Braden Hartman, the hitter for the Bobcats, to lead this top half of the 5th off. As I was saying, just one bad inning led to 3 runs for the Bobcats. Both teams have only scored in 1 inning. The next pitch is swung on and missed. An away pitch that Braden Hartman offered at, and it moves the count to 1-2. Ground Sloths struck first with 6 runs in the bottom of the 1st. The Bobcats answered in the top half of the 3rd with 3. A nice pitch there from Sanders. He's got him swinging. And you can add another strikeout to his total. There's now 1 out in this inning.
7 strikeouts for the man on the mound so far this evening, and Sanders. Excellent outing for the guy.
It's going to bring up Caleb Hackman. He'll swing at the first pitch for strike 1. Hackman has struck out twice, looking to change his fortunes here in his 3rd at-bat. Next pitch to him takes a strike away. Sanders going right at these Bobcats hitters. The 3rd pitch, up and away. Nice spot from Sanders. Can't get Hackman to swing at it, and moves the count to 1-2. His next pitch, swung on a miss, goes at him with the fastball, and he couldn't catch up to it. Strike 3, and that is another out via the strikeout for Sanders.
Like you mentioned, Hackman 0 for 2 with 2 Ks already, gets the 3rd one so far this game. Very aggressive in the batter's box, hitting on a lot of pitches, not getting any contact though.
First pitch just misses away. He's got 8 strikeouts. And that's got to be near the KCL high for a starter that we've seen this year. Next pitch is a fastball away. And he's doing it against the Bobcats, who have so many offensive powerhouses on their team. They're a big offensive team, and they just don't have an answer right now for Sanders. I got to think, as long as his pitch count allows him to, that Sanders stays on the mound potentially for a 5th inning of work. If he gets out of this inning, obviously, in quick fashion. He's down behind 2-1 in the count. The next pitch is fouled off to move the count to 2-2. And with 1 pitch, he can do just that, end the inning. Carter Harris, the batter for the Bobcats. He's a lefty. Tall lefty. He had an RBI single in his last at-bat. Ripped over to first, and it gets down under the glove of Cerna into right field. Looking for him, Clark. The right fielder was right there to back him up. And that is a single for Carter Harris, his 2nd of the day.
Yeah, back-to-back singles for the right fielder. And although there's 2 outs on the board for the Ground Sloths, now you got a runner on base, an aggressive hitter in Drew Stevens.
Stevens hit that towering home run in the 3rd inning. 2-run homer. First pitch he sees is a ball. Sanders comes set, looks over to first, then comes home. Just misses low, and it's now 2-0. To go back to that home run, Stevens hit an outside fastball almost onto the sidewalk on the right side of the. And that ball's ripped over to short, and he's got it. He'll step on the bag, and we'll have to save that for his next at bat as this inning ends. 3 outs. Nice work from Sanders. He looks really good. We'll see if he comes out for the 5th inning of work. Sorry, I apologize for his 6th inning of work. Their score remains 6-3 in this one. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Getting off the bottom half of the fifth, it's going to be Soshinek. He'll step in there. Wearing number 14, playing left field today. He has flied out. Did bring in a run, though, and he has grounded out so far today. Takes a ball outside for ball one.
Soysonek, a guy that leads the Ground Sloths lineup in RBIs with 5.
Ripped in the air to the right side of the field, but a nice catch over there by Zimmerman. Line drive right to him, and that's the first out of this inning. Burke continues to get quick outs. It's been his bread and butter in this one. He does not change it up against Soshinek. Goes right at him with a fastball. Gets him to line out to second.
Yeah, both these pitchers for both teams having lots of success. Weak contact, strikeouts, you name it.
The designated hitter, Wagner, will now step up. He'll take a ball away. Make sure you guys stay tuned after this one. More KCL baseball. It's going to be the Blue Caps versus the Prairie Flamingos in Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. First pitch is roughly, I say roughly because it rarely ever does start at 7 o'clock, but that's what the schedule says, so we're going to say it'll start roughly around 7 o'clock after the finish of this game. 2-0 count now to Wagner.
We'll also have an exclusive interview with Normal Corn Belters Dune Romano.
Ball's popped up on the right side of the field. First baseman Schickel makes the catch. That is your second out of the inning.
Back-to-back weak contact in the infield for the Ground Sloths and 2 quick outs.
The last hit for the Ground Sloths came in the second inning, a single by Gerdes. Since then, it has been strikeout, ground out, strikeout, walk, strikeout, and just not a whole lot of anything going on. So that ball's hit in the air to right field. It is very playable, though. It's coming down, though, and it's going to land fair. And I think that one also surprised Gerdes as he let that one fall out there and right. Harris, probably wise because that ball would have gone probably all the way to the wall, but he decides to play it conservative with 2 outs. Great call by Harris out there and right. So Gerdes will be safe at first here with 2 outs, and maybe announcer's jinx there as the Ground Sloths get another hit. This ball's ripped over to third. He's got it. Routine play. Thrower to first. In time to get him. So that'll end the 5th inning. After 5, your score, Ground Sloths 6th, Bobcats 3. We'll be back with more action in 6th inning after this. So here in the top of the 6th inning, Sanders' day is done. Very respectable. Tallied 9 strikeouts, which I'd like to see where that ranks among some of the other KCL starters. It's got to be up there for strikeouts totals.
100%, but new pitcher for the Ground Sloths, and Frankie Pavlik, right-handed pitcher at Blackhawk Community College, leads the team with strikeouts in 13.
Pavlik, one of their more reliable arms. You've seen him on the mound quite a bit for the Sloths. Second pitch he puts in there as a strike, and it's 0-2. So wasting no time being aggressive with these Bobcats hitters. And a pitch high, they'll check over to first, and he's going to say he went. So Pavlik will add to that already high strikeout total with one in here in the 6th inning. That one to Sam Mitri. Next is going to be Lawson Schickel, the first baseman. He'll step up to the plate. Sporting a yellow elbow guard, white batting gloves, and a black sleeve on his right arm. First pitch he sees is an outside fastball for ball 1. Fastball roped foul to the left side. Big swing there from Schickel. Moves the count to 1-1. Ball just low, misses the bottom half of the zone. 2-1 count. Next pitch fouled off the backstop. Pavlik, type of pitcher that gets the ball right back on the mound, ready to throw. Works very quickly. See if the Bobcats can catch up on that. Maybe throw him off with a rhythm with a couple times taken at the plate. The 2-2 from Pavlik. Gets away from the catcher Ashby on that one, off speed. I think it was a curveball. He lost it arm side. And that'll move the count to full. Full count pitch, fouled off the backstop. So Schickel not wanting to go down without a fight. Fouls that one off and will remain 3-2.
Schickel 0 for 2 this evening. Will not go down without a fight.
And a really nice at bat there from Schickel. Takes the slider in for ball 4. He'll walk down to first. Really nice at bat from him. And Anthony Gira will follow that at bat. So the Bobcats have a runner on first here with 1 out. Pavlik gazes over to first. Looks again. Then comes home with a fastball. It is fouled off behind the plate. Gotta think Gira was looking for the fastball. That one was just under it. Fouled it directly backwards, so he was just on it, just a little bit low. So it's going to be 0-1. Pavlik comes set. Next pitch. Fastball misses low and away for ball 1. The 1-1. High, a fastball misses, and it's 2-1.
Back-to-back Bobcats. Good outings in the batter's box. Seen the ball very well.
Tries to pick over to first, but it's not in time. It was a little bit close, but will not get the runner Schickel over there. Pavlik will recuperate, step back on the mound to face Gira. The 2-1. Swung on and missed by Gira. Fastball low and away, and he offered at it. So it's now 2-2. One pitch away from a big out. Moves towards the plate. This ball's hit in the air to center field. Playable for Rosenthal. He'll come in and make the grab. Throw it over to the cutoff man. And he's got 2 outs now. Great comeback for Pavlik out there, coming back and getting an out after that. So it's now 2 outs with a runner on first. And now he's just 1 out of getting out of this inning and putting up another 0 on that scoreboard.
And you come into this game, 6-3 lead for the Ground Sloths. 1 mission, 1 goal. If you're Pavlik, do your job and do it well. Don't make the simple mistakes, and everything else will be out of your hands, will be in your team's hands, and he's done that so far.
The fate of the inning will lie in Jake Zimmerman's hands. He has struck out and grounded out so far today. He'll take his third at bat against Pavlik. Pavlik misses with a fastball away, and he'll start this count behind 1-0. Next pitch to him. Ripped foul off the backstop. A lot of these Bobcats just barely missing these pitches from Pavlik.
Big swings as well. They want to chip away at this deficit now. They want to do it now. They don't want to do it later.
Fastball blew it by him, swinging and missing the Zimmerman. It really wasn't a competitive swing. That's now going to make it 1-2, and Zimmerman down to his last strike in this one. If he wants to salvage this inning, he'll have to put up a fight against Pavlik. Easier said than done. Pavlik comes set. Looks over to first. Comes home with the fastball. Got him. Swing and a miss from Zimmerman, and Pavlik gets his second out via the strikeout. And he'll walk off the mound with a nice inning of work. We'll go to the next half inning. Your score remains 6-3. We'll see if that changes this next half inning. New pitcher in there for the Bobcats. Braden Main will step in, the lefty, wearing number 4. His first pitch in there for strike 1. Totally different arm slot than Burke. Main more over the top, as we saw Burke was a little more from the side. Chopped over to third, and this one's going to eat him up, and he's going to be safe at first. And, ooh, careful over there, Ashby. He slid at the end of that one, ran through first, and then kind of took him a second to actually get the stop, and he almost stumbled. But he does reach on an error, so the Ground Sloths get the break they've been needing. We'll have a runner on first now. The next batter is going to be Tyler Cerna. First pitch for Maine. Chop over to third, identical to the previous play. This time he's got it. Throws it across his body and a good recovery. After the error, he will get the out on this one, and Cerna is down on a ground out, but the runner does advance to second. So they'll have a runner on second now here with one out.
Had a runner in scoring position for the Ground Sloths. No runs scored between both teams since the third inning. Some action here. Let's see if the Ground Sloths can do that.
Next up is Joe Clark. Joe Clark had a big hit in the first inning, a part of a flurry of big hits. Had a double that brought in 2 runs, and he walked in the 4th inning. Looking to be more productive here. First pitch he sees from Maine. Fouling off behind the backstop. That'll be the first strike to him. They have plus speed out there at second in the form of Ashby. So if Clark gets one in the outfield, he'll be running like the wind to try and score. Second pitch, 0-1. Misses high, and it's now 1-1.
Maine making his first start on the hill for the Bobcats this season. Usually he's an outfielder, but utility player for the Bobcats, and there's several of them on this roster.
This is high, and that moves the count to 2-1. And a crucial pitch for Maine coming up now. The 2-1. Ripped into left field. It's going to be caught by Heinold. That ball off the bat looked promising, but it died a crazy amount and lands in the glove of the Bobcat shortstop, Gira. And that is going to be your second out now. It's going to bring it back to the top for Camden Heinold, the shortstop, who is the Ground Sloths' last chance to get that runner in from second. First pitch he sees saws him off, and that'll end up in the seats to the right side. Foul ball. Maine comes set. Looks over to second. Nobody covering him. Dancing over there a little bit. Now he comes to the plate and misses high. So it's 1-1.
Yeah, Ashby over there at second. Not a huge run threat for the Ground Sloths. Hasn't had a stolen base this season. But with 2 outs, looking to be aggressive there and get to third.
Nice fastball for Maine. Gets him swinging, and it's now 1-2. Maine can get out of this and leave that runner in scoring position out at second. If he executes this next pitch, comes set. The 1-2 to Heinold. Runners on the go. Pitch misses away. Throw goes into left field. And the Ground Sloths are going to get a run as he will score easily. Now moves the score to 7-3, and that is a tough break on the other side for the Bobcats.
Just like I said, Ashby, not a huge run threat, but when you have 2 outs, haven't had a team score since the third. These guys are desperate for some action. And a wild throw to third gets Ashby coming home.
2-2 count now after the fastball missed away. This one inside, and it's now a full count. The Ground Sloths can potentially get another runner on. Maine comes set, working from the stretch. This pitch is going to be tough play to the right side, but the second baseman Zimmerman will coast over there and make the catch. The Ground Sloths get another run. It's their first run since the first inning, and it comes in the 7th. So we will go to the top of the 8th. Frankie Pavlik steps on the mound. First pitch in there for strike one, a fastball. Top of the seventh. Bobcats' last chance. They'll have to score at least 4 to stay in this one. 7-3 game. Fastball. Swing and a miss, and a quick out from Pavlik. Gets him on 3 straight fastballs. Dominance from Pavlik.
Pure dominance by the righty and just the bullpen in general so far this entire game. And I've seen the Bobcats swing on and miss probably so many times this game. They've been so aggressive but just not able to get to it, and that's why they're down.
Goes with the off-speed pitch. Nice decision from Pavlik. Drops it in there for strike one. Braden Hart is the second man he sees in this inning. Playing left today. Goes again with the off-speed for a strike, and he's really feeling it right now. Filling up that zone nicely. Moves another count to 0-2. Before Braden Hart can even blink. So he will now have to battle back from behind 0-2 in the count. The 0-2 from Pavlik goes with a fastball up and in. Just misses. 1-2. Next pitch, fastball misses low and away to move it to 2-2. Don't want to lose him here. I liked the up and in fastball. Misses with the fastball. I think that was supposed to be an away fastball, but did miss low. His next one. This one's hitting the shallow center. It is very playable, though, for the ground sloths center fielder as Rosenthal will make the catch. And there's now 2 outs. The Bobcats down to their last out.
Guy in Caleb Hackman, though, hasn't had a very good game. I mean, 4 strikeouts. A guy that has shown the entire season, I mentioned it so many times, he could swing the bat.
Hackman takes a fastball away for strike one. Pavlik has started ahead in every count this inning. Next one, fastball just misses away. That might have been on Ashby. Poor frame. Might have bought him out of that strike call. Goes with a slider. This one's sent into center field. After the 2 fastballs, I think he was expecting some off-speed. Hackman sends it into center for his first hit of the day. And Carter Harris will step up. He singled his last 2 times, so maybe if you string a couple hits together, this lead of being down 4 runs, maybe he seems to be a little more attainable.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the top of the order now here for the Bobcats, who've seen lots of success early in the game. That 3-run inning.
Fastball away is in there for strike one. Another first pitch strike for Pavlik. He'll look over to first, come set, come to the plate. Another fastball in there. Strike 2. And the Bobcats down to their final strike now. This one's fouled off to the left side. Ends up in the seats over there in the bleacher area on the left side of the ballpark. Remains an 0-2 count. Let's see what Pavlik does here. He has options. Got the 0-2 count. Let's see where he goes with. Goes with a fastball. It's fouled off to the left side. And it remains 0-2. Gone fastball twice now. Let's see if he triples up on the fastball or if he tries to drop something in there. He has one to waste if he wants to. Runner on first for the Bobcats. So a long ways to go if they want to have a chance in this one, but it starts with this at bat here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pavlik strikes him out, and the ground sloths pick up their 3rd win of the year, and it comes against the defending champions.
The ground sloths 7-3 victory, as we mentioned early in the broadcast. It was the first versus the last place teams. The Ground Sloths come out on top, and I think the bullpen is the big story for the Ground Sloths. 13 strikeouts total for both Sanders and Pavlik. Incredible outing, as you mentioned, versus the defending champions, and aggressive hitting for the Bobcats with little to no success this evening.
So 11 strikeouts total for the Bobcats pitching staff. As you said, that definitely was a story. Stay tuned, everybody. Coming up next is going to be the Blue Caps and the Prairie Flamingos. Following this 7-3 victory for the Ground Sloths, we will sign off and we will